Since we don't have the vaccine for coronavirus yet, we have to socially engineer our behavior to act like a social vaccine. This simply means two things: not getting infected and not infecting others. For this, there are several things you can do. First one is to wash your hands frequently with soap. It doesn't matter what kinds of soap you're using, it could be liquid or bar soap. Any kinds will work. The coronavirus is encased in what is basically a layer of fat. Soap breaks down the fat apart and leaves it unable to infect you. It also makes your hands slippery, and with the mechanical motion of washing, viruses are ripped away. To wash your hand properly, wet your hands and apply the soap. Scrub it palm to palm, then front to back interlocking, then palm to palm interlocking. Next, clasp and rub on both sides. Don't forget to clean your thumb. Scrub your palm with circling motion and clean your wrist. Finally, rinse it with water and air dry it or dry it with a paper towel. Do this for at least 20 seconds. Step 2. Use hand sanitizer if you don't have soap in hands. Hand sanitizer is mostly alcohol, and alcohol works in a somewhat similar way to soap, breaking down that fatty layer. But you need a high concentration of alcohol to make that work. It has to be at least 60% alcohol. But even with 60% alcohol, you should still use soap if you can. You also need to keep in mind that if your hands are sweaty or dirty when you use the hand sanitizer, that can dilute it and diminish the effectiveness. The third step is to wear a mask. There are some debates on whether or not wearing masks is effective to prevent yourself from getting the virus. But experts agree that if you are sick and you leave the house, you should wear a face mask because it keeps your germs in. The CDC recommends any kind of tightly woven cotton or even a t-shirt for the mask, but masks only work if you wear them correctly. First, grab the mask by the loop. Keep your hands off the central part. Put it over your nose and mouth. Then loop it around the ears. Be careful not to touch it when you're outside. Keep your hands away from your face. When you come back in after going outside, do the same thing in reverse. Put it off the side and don't start playing with it. And at the end of the day, pop in the washer. If you don't have a washer, you can hand wash them. They're very small, so they'll be dry the next morning. It's good to have multiple masks, but if you only have one, then just wash it at night. Using face masks isn't always about protecting yourself. It's about protecting the people around you. And if everyone's doing it, we can all protect each other. It is also a reminder to everyone that we're not in normal times right now. The last thing, and probably the most effective one, is physical distancing. Avoid and minimize any kinds of physical contact. This means no hugging, no handshakes. Avoid public spaces. Avoid any social gathering outside your household. Avoid any kinds of public transportation. If you are around other people, stay within 6 feet apart. If it's possible for you to stay home, please stay at home to protect those who need to be out for society to function, from doctors to cashiers or police officers. Leave your house only if you need to. On a larger level, there are quarantines, which can mean different things, from travel restrictions or actual orders to stay at home. Quarantines are not great to experience, and certainly not popular, but they buy us, and especially the researchers working on medication and vaccinations, crucial time. So, if you are put under quarantine, you should understand why and respect it. None of this is fun, but looking at the big picture, it is a really small price to pay. Those are probably the most effective way to prevent yourself from getting the virus. So remember, wash your hands and stay at home if you must go outside. Don't forget to use a face mask and stay within 6 feet apart from other people.